Hey guys. So I just finished watching The Avengers and it was totally freaking awesome. If you have not seen The Avengers, go see it. Stop watching this video and go watch it. Yes, I'm telling you to stop watching this video and go watch the freaking Avengers because they're awesome. It was like all my childhood dreams come true all together, you know. Kind of makes me wish that if you went to Disney World, that like you could see Marvel characters walking around since Disney has Marvel, so like I don't understand what, you know, eat dinner with the Avengers. That'd be pretty awesome, you know, have them sign your autograph book. But anyway, that is aside from what this video is all about. This video is all about one special doll. Today's video is going to feature my lovely and super duper cute little baby Umi. Now, Umi here has been with me for quite some time now, and I've actually done reviews for a lot of my other dolls, but I have not done a review for her. And I've actually gotten multiple people asking me to do reviews on this doll, and I guess a part of me didn't do the review for her because she's actually on the older body, and Fantasy Doll now has a newer double jointed body, so I figured that they would rather see like a double jointed body versus this one, because I'm not even quite sure like how much longer or if they are really selling the single jointed bodies anymore or not. But just to kind of, you know, give people the rundown on my single jointed Fantasy Doll Kemi, I thought I would go ahead and do a little review and kind of overview of what I've changed and what I've done to her, because I have done a couple of things here and there with her since back in September, about 2 years ago. So yeah, she's one of my oldest or older dolls in the collection, which is funny because she's like the youngest looking one. Yes, so she is a Fantasy Doll Kemi, and she's in normal skin. I have done the face up and all that stuff on her myself. She had eyelashes on, which is why you kind of see a little bit of her glue still sticking there because I took them off. This is a single jointed body, so she's kind of limited on what she can do. And the funny thing about her is, when I got her, her strings were strung into her, I don't know, where the S-hooks would normally be. Kind of similar to some of Hujo's smaller scale dolls. The little loops here in the hands. And what I've done was I actually went out and I purchased S-hooks for a USD, and I put them in her because I have restrung her before, and it's just so much easier with S-hooks. Really it is, because you don't have to worry about threading it through that part. But that is one thing that I have done for her. I have put S-hooks in her hands and in her feet as well. The one modification, which I haven't done yet because I need to buy a proper mask, is her head. But let me go ahead and just give you a quick little overview. It's not really going to be like a review on her, but just to kind of, you know, if people are still curious about her, I thought I would go ahead and share what my little baby is. She's so cute. Her head cap, it has one magnet, and it has the corresponding magnet here. But that's pretty much it. There's not really any hooks or anything like that, so it's just basically that one magnet that's keeping it in there. Hopefully you can check that out. But as you can see, it's just that piece of resin. So eventually what I would like to do is I'd like to drill through that resin right here and here to make a hole in the head at the base of the neck, just like my other friends here, and then create a place for the S-hook to be. Head and everything like that, it can move from side to side. I actually sueded it so she can, you know, so she can hold it a little bit better. Another interesting thing about dolls, or at least her, from this company, is that she's kind of smaller than most USDs. I don't have any other USDs to compare her to. Well, technically I do. My sister has a 5-star yo, and her 5-star yos are way bigger than mine. She's completely just a different height. The other ones come up to about here, and like she's like here, so she's a bit smaller than some of your other USDs. So it was kind of weird finding clothes for her that would actually fit nicely. The clothes that I purchased for her, these are from Tata's Paradise, and the measurements that they go off of are like a Lutz Volks measurement for yos, and they're just a tad bit bigger than she is. So her clothing that she wears, it's just a slight smidget big for her. So like as you can see here, her shirt is kind of long, and then when, as you saw before, when she was wearing it, it kind of really bunches up on her. So I've actually been gathering things here and there. These little leggings that she's wearing, I actually got them from the dollar store, from like a little doll clothing set that was there, and the dress that I got from there too actually fits her really well also. So I don't know, you kind of have to scrape around and look around for different things. But everything is pretty much the same. You have just a ball socket joint here. Since she's single jointed, it's just one solid piece here for her arm that connects with the other piece here. That's pretty much all that it goes. It won't go anything beyond that. She can move it up to her face, but I mean it's technically not, you know, double jointed moving to the face. But I really do like how everything is pretty much like, it's solid. Her movements and everything is really like, you know, the pieces, since it's just a very simplistic body, it just goes together really well. Her torso joint, she has a 2-part torso, so unless you probably swayed this joint, she really can't go too much to the sides. She can go back a little bit and forward, but like I said, you'd probably have to do some type of swaying if you really want her to hold it. She has just a really simple torso, and that's why she really doesn't have any lips or anything like that to hold and to lock in to place like some other dolls do. As you go down to her thighs, once again, it's just a very simple ball and socket. I have swayed her thighs because I like her to stand very, you know, solidly. So I put hot glue in her joints so she can stand by herself and whatnot. Before she could also, I feel a lot more safer that she's swayed and strung tighter, so she can go ahead and hold her poses by herself. If you go down to her kneecaps, same thing, you got single joints, so it's very simplistic, nothing too, you know, off the wall. And like I mentioned before, when you go down to the ankles, it's a ball and socket just like she has in her wrists right here, little ball piece here. But I put the S-hooks in there, so if I do have to change her again, I can just take off the S-hook, change her strings out. I mean, and that's pretty much it for her. I mean, that's why I guess it took me so long to do a review, because I just really didn't feel like, you know, not necessarily that I didn't feel the need to do a review, but it's just like, I don't know, there's a newer body that I would think that people would be more interested in than the older single jointed body. Yeah, so I think that covers it for my review part of this video, but that was the main thing I wanted to cover. The next stuff is going to be just basically updates of what I've been doing as far as dolly things go. So if you just wanted to see the Fantasy Doll Kemi review, then you don't have to watch the rest of this, but I'll be doing updates now, so let's move on to the updates. So I finally finished the face up for my girl Autumn, which is the Cujo Sarah action doll in ABS, and it was super duper fun because I normally don't do dolls like this. A lot of my dolls, as you can see, are very like super kawaii, super cute and Japanese. Like they're like, yeah, they're all like that. So I've never actually had like a really strange, like weird doll, but I thought that she'd be a really good match for that. And I'm actually gonna get her a different top because I'm really not too much in love with the top. I like the skirt a lot, but she's kind of like my gothic punk gal in stories. She's supposed to be, this one, Kumi, she's supposed to be Kumi's friend in school, which I thought was cool in my own world, because I was like, oh, they're like kind of like opposites, like hanging out together, but I'm not quite sure if I'm going to stick with these eyes either. I just kind of liked how she had 2 different colored eyes, and somebody had suggested that too, and they're like, you should get 2 different colored eyes, and I was like, yeah, I totally have 2 different colored jelly eyes. It would probably look pretty cool. In other really awesomely random news, I've been working on my purple Cujo wings, which at first I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with it, but then my sister came up with the awesome idea of making it a spike from My Little Ponies, because who doesn't like My Little Ponies? I've been working on his face up, and so he's kind of like a human looking Spike, and this is definitely not what his wig is going to look like. I need to style it properly. My sister and I went halvesies and did a Spite and Malice order, and I ordered my first Spite and Malice wig. I've got to tell you guys, Spite and Malice makes some awesomely soft, wonderful fur wig. This is probably the softest fur wig I've ever felt. It's really, really nice, but I have to style it because it's not what I want right now, and I just kind of just put it on his head so you can see. So I've been working on a face-up for my Spike, and I've been adding little, like, details to his face, like little scales and whatnot. The rest of his body is also going to have some scales here and there. I've ordered some eyes from the Junkie Spot, some character animatic eyes that should look really, really cool with the rest of him. So far, this is pretty much all that I have so far. Another update, randomness. I was going to tell peoples, we're doing my team, which I'm going to need some help, peoples, because I'm actually going to reshell him, which is a first for me, because usually when I buy dolls, I kind of know who they're going to be, and when they come in, I'm like, okay, got it, this is what you're going to be. Rumati here has taken an odd turn for me, because he seems like he's somebody else, which I don't know who he is. Yeah, I had definitely planned for him to be Rumati from Hanasakeru Seishonen or something like that, and well, it's not really feeling like that right now, and so I'm thinking of just completely making him into a different character. I still love him, still love the tan skin, still love his eyes, still love his face, still love everything. It's just I don't think he's Rumati, which is odd. He needs a lot of work. I'm going to be working on him. He's going to be one of my ongoing projects. I need to do some sueding for him still, and I was going to experiment with some hands, which I've seen SDR Cow's video and how he told us about how he changed his girl's hands by boiling them, but I'm not quite sure what happens with tan resin. And if any of you folks out there that own tan resin or know of what happens, if that's possible to boil tan resin, leave me a comment below, because I'm gonna do some experimenting, and if it does not work out well, then I'll be sad, and I'll just have to order new hands, which is cool with me. I don't mind ordering new hands if I have to. He's gonna be pretty interesting because I'll get to do some really cool modifications to him. I'm also going to do the modification to his hip down here, which Single did to one of her resin soul boys, and so I thought I would do the same. So he's going to need some sanding, boiling, and sueding. He'll be my ongoing project doll for the time being. I also need name suggestions. I think it'd be pretty cool if you guys could help me think of a name for him. Don't know of any cool names. Like I said, I don't know exactly who he is, but he's here. I will go ahead and wrap up my video here because that was a lot of random updates for you all. And I will be doing another video soon because I'll be doing some BJD Addicts prompts, some BJD Tea Time Talks, and then I would also like to do some videos discussing the panel that I'm going to be hosting at OmniCon. Yes, so I'd like to do that. Hope you guys are having a super duper fantastic awesome day, and like I said, if you have not seen Avengers, go see it.